YouTube? It's your host again here with another episode of The Road to Spider-Man Far From Home. And pretty much the first trailer for the new Spider-Man Far From Home movie just launched out. And I'm here to break it down into pieces. And you guys might be thinking that, how am I going to do that? Because, I don't have the right editing. But guess what? By the intro that you just saw, I actually improved my editing. So let's just hope for the best in this video. So let's get started and dive into this new trailer that just came out. And well, let's get started. Roll the clip.
Spider-Man!
That was so good.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Happy.
You look nice.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. New dress?
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
What just happened?
So then we get some information about what happened, well, hopefully after what happened after the events of Avengers Endgame, which is coming out the month after, well, it's not coming out after Spider-Man Far From Home, but it's coming before Spider-Man Far From Home. So in this clip we get Spider-Man and Aunt May participating in some kind of ceremony. And some people are saying that it's might be like a feast, thing, which is owned by Mr. Negative or Martin Lee. People will know him from the recent Spider-Man PS4 game, which I absolutely love that game, and I'm totally gonna do some videos on that game. But anyways, in the first scene we get Spider-Man and Aunt May participating in this event, and they actually win a check, which Happy brings into the backstage and pretty much starts flirting around with Aunt May, and Peter's just standing like, what are you doing? But yeah, you can see there that Aunt May and Happy are kind of having like a relationship right there. So that's the first part of the trailer. So let's keep going.
Planning a trip?
Going to Europe. It's a school trip.
Did you get your passport?
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
Mini toothpaste? Pack your suit.
I just want to go on my trip with my friends. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And so then in the next shot, we get Spider-Man swinging through what appears to be the Avengers Tower, which is obviously the Avengers Tower because I think it's next to the station where the Hulk and Thor ended up crashing at, when they took down that giant alien Chitauri ship or creature. It's a creature. But, you get what I mean. That's the Avengers Tower being rebuilt, I guess. And there could be some possibilities who the buyer, because because in Spider-Man Homecoming, Happy mentioned that somebody bought the Avengers Tower. And there could be two possibilities. I have two possibilities. And maybe a possible third one. The first one is the Fantastic Four, which could be a possibility since Marvel has done the deal with Fox to bring in the X-Men and Fantastic Four into the MCU. The second option, which is the most likely, is Oscorp being introduced into the not Spider-Man, but also Spider-Man universe, but in the MCU, which could be a possibility since Marvel has leaked like a script of the Dark Avengers, which is led by Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot. And the third option is the Kingpin, but there's only one problem. Because he already exists in the MCU and in the Daredevil TV show, and he already has like a tower, I guess. I haven't seen the show, but I'm pretty sure he has the Fisk Tower somewhere in New York. And also in the next scene of the trailer, we also see Peter go into Mr. Delmar's shop, which the last time we saw him, his shop kind of got destroyed by Chitauri tech, and I guess now the store is rebuilt and he's good to go. And we pretty much see Peter get his passport for the trip, and some people are speculating that some people tried to see the date to see if it's a prequel or sequel to Avengers Infinity War. But even though Kevin Feige has confirmed that it takes place after Infinity War and Endgame, but all of that is not important because we already know that it takes place after Infinity War. And then we get Aunt May telling him if he's ready to go on this trip, and she suggests that he should take his suit, but because he's going on a school trip, he decides not to because he wants to spend more time with his friends over the trip. And well, that's the second part of the trailer, so let's see what else it's got. Roll the clip.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value.
No, that's not what
I'm
I-
messing with you. You look pretty too.
And so then in this shot, we get Peter heading to his school trip, which at first we thought that it was going to be like a summer trip, but and now results that it's a school. Well, we thought that it was going to be a summer trip. You know, he goes with Aunt May and his friends, but now it happens to be a school trip, not a summer trip. But same thing, same trips. But anyways, we get Peter running all the way to his school trip, and he goes all the way to Europe, and then we get some shots of him with all of his classmates having fun. And it looks like this film's gonna be developing him and MJ's relationship in this movie, which has them flirting around in the trailer too. And pretty much it's gonna be I'm pretty sure it's gonna be developing that through the trilogy. And yes, there's gonna be a trilogy of this new Spider-Man, which is gonna be great since the last trilogy we had was Tobey Maguire's, and we sadly didn't get Andrew Garfield's full-on trilogy because they decided to cancel it and get Tom Holland to the role. But anyways, that's this part of the trailer, so let's get going, shall we?
I just want to spend some time with MJ. I think she really likes me, dude.
That reminds me when I first fell in love. I had just finished my film called.
So nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man.
You're Nick Fury.
Put some clothes on. Let's go for a ride.
Is he gonna be okay like that?
Might want to turn him over so he doesn't swallow his tongue.
And so then in the next shot, we get introduced to the man himself, Samuel L. Jackson, as Nick Fury, who, if you remember in Avengers Infinity War, in the post-credit scene at least, he also was one of the victims that got sadly dusted during the snap in Infinity War. But luckily, since this is after Avengers Endgame, he's back, to fight some villains and all that stuff. And he pretty much just shoots tranquilizer at poor little Ned, and he pretty much, luckily it was just sleeping dart, and he just fell asleep. And Nick Fury makes the remark that he should flip him over so that he doesn't swallow his tongue, and which is pretty funny in my opinion. And well, that's all for this scene at least, so let's keep going.
I think Nick Fury just hijacked our summer vacation.
Awesome! You got gifts, Parker, but you have a job to do. Are you going to step up or not?
Okay, so now we're getting to the action part of the trailer. First, we see Spider-Man and Nick Fury being on this boat, talking about what's going down and why he needs Spider-Man in the movie. And we get Nick Fury starting at a glass, brooding, even though it's daytime and you're supposed to be brooding at nighttime, because Batman taught me that. But anyways, Nick Fury has his own thing and I have my own thing. But anyways, we also get Peter talking to Ned about how Nick Fury hijacked their school trip, and Ned's like, awesome. But we also get a new scene that was actually revealed by the filming crew, and it's pretty much a battle between supposedly Hydro Man and Spider-Man. And we also get a shot of Spider-Man in his new red and black suit, which looks absolutely cool. And the inspiration for that suit is probably for the first suit that he used in not for his very, very first suit, but for the first version of the Superior Spider-Man suit, which he used when Doc Ock took over his body. And I gotta say, his suit looks absolutely cool. And we also get him, get some shots of him, using the web wings, which we're gonna need a lot of those, because we haven't seen a lot of the web wings in action, in Spider-Man Homecoming. So, anyways, let's keep going, shall we?
You're all alone. Your friends are in trouble. What are you gonna do about it?
Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys that another thing that I missed in the video was, well, not the video, but in the past shot of the trailers that I forgot to mention, supposedly what I think is Sandman being shot at by Nick Fury and Maria Hill. But let's get back to, this scene of the trailer, because just to get that out of the way, because I missed it. So anyways, we get some more scenes of Spider-Man, fighting Hydro Man in the London Bridge. And we also get Spider-Man jumping off, and also we get jumping off of the bridge to get away from Hydro Man. And we also see the introduction of Molten Man, aka Mark Raxton, who in the comics is Liz Allen's adopted brother, which if they're gonna do with that in the movie, it'll be pretty interesting in my opinion. Just to see Mark Raxton and Liz Allen interact, or maybe even get a cameo by Liz, and because the last time we saw her, she was gonna move to Oregon in the last movie. And we also get to see some shots of the new noir suit. Well, not exactly the actual noir suit, but like the stealth suit in action, which the only difference between the actual noir suit and this suit is that it has like the original, Spider-Man lenses, not the little circle ones that he has in the comics, which is a pretty cool suit in my opinion. And we also get some more scenes of Hydro Man, but this time attacking Peter, during his school trip when he's not using the costume. And pretty much that's we're almost getting to the end of the trailer, so let's conclude this.
You don't want any part of this.
And so then in the final moments of the trailer, we finally get introduced to Jane Gyllenhaal's interpretation of Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, who in the first shot doesn't have his, iconic fishbowl mask. But when he's fighting, Hydro Man, he actually has his fishbowl head, if you didn't notice. Which, let's admit it, is probably, gonna work with, that magic, like, for example, like Iron Man's, bleeding edge armor in Infinity War, where his helmet just forms, out of nowhere using, telekinesis or whatever Mysterio's gonna use in the movie. And then we get, the reveal of the title that I used, in the intro of the video. So, that's it for the, that's it for the speculation of the trailer. It looks amazing. I can't wait for the movie because I was hyped up, and now I'm extremely hyped up for the movie. And I hope you guys, enjoyed this video, and I'm very sorry that I wasn't uploading a lot because I was busy with school and all that stuff, as you guys can tell. And those are the excuses of why I wasn't uploading as much as I used to. And pretty much, well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like that like button, whip up that like button, and tell me in the comments if you actually found some details that I missed in the trailer. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later, webheads.